Thank you, thank you. So it has been like a long day, working day. We woke up very early to put everything ready to deploy Soroswap on mainnet.
Oh wow,
So
amazing, amazing. So
may,
is
may,
it deployed now?
I will let it as a surprise.
Oh, okay, great. Yes, absolutely.
As a
We still
surprise
have
during the chapter. Sorry,
have
sorry.
some time to discuss about it. That's great. That's great. Awesome, awesome. So welcome everybody to our the very first Discord space. Yeah, today we have a very exciting space for you, as you can see. Yeah, and our guests are even more more exciting. So yeah, so hold on tight. We will dive into AMMs, liquidity providers on Soroban, and yeah. By the way, so feel free to ask your questions on the comment section, which is on the right side of the space. We will be happy to gather them, and then we will ask the team at the end of yeah of our conversation. So today's space, yeah, well, the basic will be hosted yeah, by me. My name is Olvis. I'm the Stellar Global Ambassador in Austria, founder of OG Technologies, yeah, the builders of Mozart and EduNote. And yeah, so just very excited to be here with you. Just wanted to share, servus, wie geht's? Also, danke für die Teilnahme, which means like Austrian German way of saying like, hello, how are you? Thanks for participating in the event. And yeah, also another of the hosts is, well, is Fergal, which is the Stellar Global Ambassador in Ireland. Yeah, he wanted to share some Irish words, but yeah, I won't be able to say them. But then hopefully, yeah, we will be able to hear them a little bit further into the space. Today we're really excited to have the Soroswap team joining us to talk about AMMs and liquidity providers on Soroban. Hola Soroban team, ¿cómo están? So how are you? Could you please introduce yourselves? Please share your names, your responsibilities in Soroswap, and when did you first hear about Stellar?
Hey, well, thank you very much, Olvis, for this invitation. My name is Esteban. My name is Esteban Iglesias. In Discord, I'm Esteblock. Um, and then we have Joaquin and Francisco. You can introduce yourself.
Yeah, so my name is Joaquin. I'm from Chile as well. We're all from Chile, but I'm living now in Slovakia. Yeah, just arrived yesterday. Um, and in Soroswap and Palta Labs, I'm doing like a full stack blockchain developer.
Francisco.
Hello, I'm Francisco, the monster in Discord. I'm in Chile, living in Chile, and I'm in charge of managing all the developers.
That's great.
Great.
That's great. Thank you
And
very
I'm also
much.
from Chile. I live in Rio de Janeiro. And so my role will be like a CEO, founder, and trying to push SourceUp, trying to make SourceUp better every day.
Sounds amazing. Oh, good question. When did you guys hear first about Stellar?
So from the three of us, well, I think that we heard from Stera like a long time ago,
Many years
but
ago.
in this last time when we started working on Stellar, it was for me it was right before Meridian 2022. I was looking for joining new blockchain projects, so I mapped all the blockchain conferences that were happening during that year, and I went so like for 5 or 6 blockchain conferences. So conferences in general, some with a specific blockchain and some other with tech. And I went to Meridian in Rome, 2022. and I saw this amazing project that was Soroban, from a very respectful and very a blockchain with a lot of tradition, with this very great anchor network that was everything was working very well. And it was amazing to see that very soon this blockchain will have smart contracts. So that was the moment when I said, this is the right moment to develop on Sorbonne and to create a lot of developer tools that at the moment didn't exist, some of them. And yeah, we knew each other before. So after I started working in Soroswap, I called Francisco and Joaquin again to join this journey.
Amazing, amazing. Yes, that actually you started already a little bit into my next question. It was like what was the story behind Soroswap, like about how did you get to meet your team, like how you met each other, like those very first step into starting to work into the project. You already mentioned a little bit about it, but maybe you can expand a little bit about it.
Yeah, well, as I said, like Soroban was an amazing opportunity to build everything that didn't exist at the moment, and I saw like this opportunity to provide an MAM for these Soroban native tokens that will not be able to be swapped on the Stellar DEX. It started first as an hackathon project, and then by the help of the Stellar Community Fund, I managed to make it better. So I called Francisco, Joaquin. Now our team is 7 people. We are 7 people working on the project. 6 of them full time, like a full time job. And yeah, how we met? So with Francisco, with the monster, we met back in 2013 in France, where we were doing our master's degrees in engineering in École Centrale Paris, and we played together trumpets in a band. We became friends, traveling around Europe sometimes, and we were always very interested in blockchain. So with Joaquin, we started some projects on EVM back in the day, Avalanche, Ethereum. We were experimenting with zero knowledge proof. But then we separated our paths, and I called them again to work together with me and with this sort of a project.
Incredible. Very, thank you very much for that. Was okay now. Now that we know a little bit more about you and your team and how you met each other, now I think we are ready to get started into like the questions that everyone is looking for. So please, tell us what is Soroswap. Like what is the value proposition? How Soroswap differentiate from the competition?
You wanna take this one, Francisco?
Okay. Well, Soroswap starts like a building block in Soroban, where everyone who writes a smart contract can use Soroswap. And also, we are working also to uh, to make Soroswap an aggregator. That means using different protocols to give the best swap in Soroban. And also, we are going to implement some bridges to bring assets from other blockchains to Soroban. We also are open source, so everything we write is open source, and we are in constant collaboration with other projects in the community.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, thank you very much. So let's just say, like, for people who are, like, familiar, with DeFi on other blockchains, like, what would be the best equivalent to Soroswap if there is such, like, that's so that they can compare it. Is there like a particular tool or a particular, like a ready project that is, like a very popular and that maybe, like is could be similar to what Soroswap wants to do in Soroban?
Yeah. So the easiest way to explain to someone is like it is like Uniswap. So it's a protocol where you can provide liquidity and you can swap assets. But that's the current state of Soroswap. Okay, it's an MAM,
Right.
it's a place where you can provide liquidity, you can do swaps, and then you can withdraw your liquidity. However, as Francisco said, we are also developing this aggregator part of Soroswap. So through Soroswap, you will be able to aggregate, to split your trade between different MAMs. So a similar project will be 1inch. So 1inch was one of the first projects that in Ethereum allowed users to split their trades between either the best swap, or if the swap was better to be splitted, like split their trades. And in Solana will be like Orca, Pangolin in Avalanche, or Trader Joe in Avalanche.
Very, very cool. Very cool. Okay, so now that we got into that, so there is like a particular question, so that actually that we would like to know. So what is the current status of Soroswap? Is it on testnet? Is it on mainnet? What is it? What can you tell us that you are able to at the moment?
So we are ready. We are very ready to say that Soroswap is on mainnet. It's on mainnet
Whoa!
since like 1 hour ago. So
Congratulations!
we were doing mainnet test. We were doing like mainnet testing since 1 week ago, like since all last week and yesterday and today very early in the morning to say to be like confident to say that the Soroswap is on mainnet. Like the smart contracts were ready long time ago, like
Right.
I think even 2 months ago. We're already in March. Yeah, like already 2 months ago with the audit that we had with OtterSec. So we had this audit process. They were very, very nice people. They helped us a lot. We fixed some bugs. So the contracts were ready like 2 months ago. But the front end is is a tricky part because there are like these details, Stellar Classic assets, like trust lines. You need to create. You need to deploy sometimes this contract associated with a Stellar Classic asset. So
Right.
we
And
were
we
like,
will get we will get some questions regarding Stellar Classic in that regard. So yeah, thank you for for starting in that sense. Okay, cool. But it's amazing now to know that your guys are now on mainnet. So developers, if you're hearing, like feel free to check out their websites and their tools and yeah. So we can start experiencing Soroswap technology. Okay, so regarding you were talking yeah, about yes, Stellar Classic and so on. Like for considering that Stellar, like has had, like since Protocol 18 AMMs on, like Stellar Classic side, yeah, like how will Soroswap AMM on Soroban be different in that sense? Like is there like a particular difference of handling the liquidity? How do you approach that?
You want to take it, Joaquin?
Oh, sorry, I wasn't paying too much attention. I'm sorry.
No
No,
worries, no
like
worries.
how Soroswap will
I
be.
can take it.
Yeah.
Well, in Soroban, first of all, in Soroban you will have some tokens that are not stellar assets, especially if
Right.
you want tokens with custom, I don't know, transfer function, for example. And those tokens are not going to be able. You're not going to be able to trade them in the Stellar Classic MAM. So you will need Soroswap for any token that is uh, custom, very very customized. Also, well, we are planning to we are building actually this aggregation. Uh, so this will be completely different from Stellar Classic MAM. And also, this is a smart contract. So anyone who is building another service, I don't know, for example, an stream payment protocol, uh, they can use Soroswap in their smart contracts to, I don't know, swap for a token in their protocol. So Soroswap is like a building block uh, that everyone can use to build on top of this protocol, on top of Soroswap.
Fascinating. Thank you very much for that. So you also were mentioning regarding the payment capabilities of Soroswap. Like with Stellar's focus on cross-border payments, how do you see Soroswap leveraging anchor assets on the network?
Okay, so uh, a bit of what Francisco said, like you can do this cash to DeFi using the Archon network, right?
Right.
So you will be able to do like, well, cash to an amazing DeFi protocol, maybe cash to like investing in a specific strategy, right? So um, this is not only for Soroswap, but for all DeFi protocols and DeFi projects being built on Soroban. So I think this is most what Soroban can bring into Stellar, can bring like this experience, cash to DeFi and DeFi to cash, and DeFi to a bank account. You can do like anyone could build like this. Okay, I want every month on the 5th of every month, I would like to transfer $100 to this anchor, and then this anchor will trigger a transaction, and this $100 will be invested in a specific the DeFi strategy on top of Soroban. So we are very happy to build something that will be a part of something bigger.
Amazing, amazing. That's great. So could you please elaborate on the technology so behind Soroswap's fast and cost-effective swapping experience? Like how does it compare to other AMMs in terms of efficiency and transaction speed?
So this will be also for any protocol on Soroban. So transactions are very low and very fast. Um, we in our front end we provide like transaction costs. So when you are doing swap, you will see what will be the cost of the transaction on XLM. So currently the transaction sum of a swap is 0.1 XLM. So it will think like $0.014 dollars, right? And we were doing this morning like some experiments on Ethereum, and currently with the current Ethereum ETH price is $12 per swap. So it's like 1,000 times more expensive, right?
I was also trying a swap now in Uniswap, and it's $90 now.
Wow. Wow. Yes, yes. So it will be definitely yeah, way more yeah, cost efficient.
So now 90 will be 4 will be like more than 4,000 times more expensive.
Oh,
30,
yes. Okay, okay. Thank you very much.
8,000 times more expensive.
Wow, wow. Can you believe that? And so I was wondering, like given the open source nature of Soroswap, like what are the most exciting contributions from the community that have helped improve the platform?
Okay, so like in our repository, um, the most important thing is that we started our project on top of like the liquidity pool example contract from SDF. So this is like something very important to say that
Right.
we built a lot on top of it, but we already started from an open source project. As well, we developed this Soroban React library that help us connect Soroban contracts with React frontends. And we also built the library on top of some codes, like from these very early age projects called Soroban example tab, right? So we built on top of we built on top of open source projects, but we are also implementing other projects like Mercury, and like we have worked very closely with TDEP from Mercury in order to implement their indexers. We have worked with Arieta from Xbull in order to implement Xbull in Soroswap. He has also sometimes when we have errors, we send some lines of codes, and he said, okay, maybe the error is here. We try to collaborate a lot with the Fryther team as well. So we try to implement Fryther. We try to do things, and when we have some errors, we say, hey guys, what do you think about this? Or either they help us to implement our code, or sometimes they also improve the wallet.
Yeah,
So I think it's like a two-way process. We we are using a lot of codes from other people, and we expect other people to read our code as well, and we are using other people's tools like this Mercury, Xbull, Fizer, the
right, right.
SDK that is always improving, like the Stellar SDK.
Yes, yes, and that's a very very like a really great thing that you guys do, because you guys also engage a lot into like a technical questions during your implementation, and I believe that this is something that like adds a lot of value. Like not only to you and to like the project that you're implementing to, but also to the community as a whole, because like they can definitely get some value from the feedback. So yeah, so kudos to you and your team for that, and keep on building like in an open way, like you are currently doing it. And okay, so now we would like to get into a little bit into the liquidity things, the side of the thing. Like how does Soroswap ensure deep liquidity for its users, and like what incentives are in place for liquidity providers?
Um, so the highest incentive we have is that there is no fee from the like the 100% of the fee of the trade fee, which is 0.03%, goes directly to liquidity providers. We don't have like liquidity mining programs to incentivize liquidity providers. We might, maybe, we don't know. Like, we don't know if this is like the best way to go, but the best thing we want to provide is a user experience. So we want people that want to trade to have the best user experience on Soroswap. And with that, we would like to attract them to use Soroswap.
That's great. That's great. That's great. So like could you please discuss a little bit regarding the security measures SourceSwap has implemented to protect users, and liquidity providers from potential vulnerabilities and exploits?
Yeah, this is very important. So the first of all is that we have been audited. So this was a process of maybe 2 months of auditing process with other set company. And the other thing is that we provide to our users only a list of known tokens. Like, our protocol is trustless, so anyone can bring and copy and paste an address from an asset, and they can provide liquidity of an unknown token or maybe a new token, like an experimental token. That's not a problem. But we want we are not going to show this unknown token to our users. If a user
Right.
wants to trade with an unknown token and a risky token, they will be able to do it, and we are showing like a disclaimer, right? So this is something we discussed with SDF, and this is something we discussed in the on with the community on the Discord, and with the um, and with the other sec, with the security company. Yes.
Okay. Awesome. So thank you very much for that. So like how does SourceSwap addresses the challenges of cross-border transactions, especially considering regulatory compliance without KYC processes?
So like the cross-border transaction will be like the usage of an anchor in one country and another, right? So we are not an anchor. So this is something that the users will need to comply with their specific anchors they want to use, and this is like a more, I don't know, the anchor responsibility, because we are living only in the only in the smart contract side. Like, we don't touch that part. But we would like to work very closely with cross-border payments apps, like like Meru, for example, or others like Mozart Pay, and we would like them to use SourceUp under the hood.
That's great. That's great. So before we get into the questions from Fergal, I would like to know in what ways does SoroSwap commitment to decentralization impact its during operational and governance model?
So in our code, like if you go and read our code, like the protocol is completely trustless and decentralized. So there is nothing that we, like as a developers, can change. Okay. And we are very open to discussions. Like, you can always go into our Discord or our page on the Stellar Developer Discords, and you can propose something that you would like to see on SourceUp. We are not implementing like a DAO or something like this yet, but we are very open to listen to the community and try to answer their questions or implement what the community wants.
Amazing, amazing. That sounds great. Yes. Okay. Now, we would like to speak about the ecosystem and community engagement with Fergal issues. But there you
Hello,
go.
can you hear me?
There you go. There, awesome. Welcome, Fergal. Please go ahead.
Apologies there, technical difficulties. I had a great introduction about myself, but obviously we're going to skip that. So I'd say apologies, Conasatatu, and welcome. I'm obviously from one of the original OGs from Stellar Global, but we're going to skip all that and just continue on with the questions. Apologies for the technical difficulties. So just could you share more about the roadmap? Have you any upcoming features or partnerships that you'd like to discuss here?
Yeah, of course. So our roadmap for the next 2 months, I will say, is to finish this aggregator. How do you say? Like, to turn Soroswap to be from an MAM to be an MAM aggregator. So we are collaborating together with other MAMs like Comet and Phoenix to track their smart contracts and track their protocols. So when there is someone that wants to do a trade, we will see what's the quote on Soroswap. In fact, is what are the reserves on the Soroswap liquidity pools? What are the reserves in Comet liquidity pools? What are the reserves in the Stellar Classic DEX and on Phoenix and in other protocol as well? So this is what we are working. We are working very closely with Mercury to use Mercury as an indexer. Then we will be implementing bridges. We think it's very important to let other people from other environments, other protocols to experiment DeFi on Sorban. So there are some bridges under development and bridges that are already ready, like this pendulum parachain on Polkadot has what it has is sister chain called Amplitude, and that bridge is ready, and we are implementing that bridge. We would like as well to provide our users to on ramp and off ramp directly on our platform, so that will need like a partnership with some on ramps and off ramps. That's it for now. As well, what else? Is there something I'm missing, Francisco? So as well of information, we would like to like, provide like a good user experience, like a dashboard on of all liquidity pools, like the best trades, like the last 24 hours trades, some cool graphs and things like this.
Excellent. I know you've mentioned a few projects. Are there any other teams or Stellar projects that you're working with?
Yeah, so I mentioned Mercury because we are using them as a tool. There is this QuickBit project that will let users to comply with to do like transaction compliance. So if our users that uses Soroswap would like to bring their transactions into a QuickBook, they can use QuickBit to provide like this QuickBook compliance. We are working with some wallets. Well, I mentioned Xpool and Fryther. We are working with Confabric. We are collaborating with Mozart as well, with Dogstar in this like Dogstar League. Soroswap might be like a sponsor of some of the Dogstar Leagues like competitions. Joaquin, Francisco, help me, help me. Okay, Roberto Sanz. Roberto Sanz, this Spanish-speaking YouTuber that creates content on YouTube about blockchain. He's featuring Soroswap. He did feature in one of his videos. We are helping him to we are connecting him with other Spanish speakers projects in the community, so he can create more content about Sorbonne and about Stellar.
Yeah, no, that's great to see. So that's how the community gets bigger with all these collaborations. So that's brilliant. So just moving on, how do you plan to grow your community and user base, particularly amongst the DeFi and everyone on the Stellar ecosystem? So how do you see yourselves increasing the users, your number base?
Giving the best user experience. Providing the best user experience. Being very responsive, like being always ready to answer questions. We know that we won't be like the perfect protocol the first day, right? But we are a team of 6 people full time plus one like part time, and we would like to provide the best user experience and respond to all our users' questions and their needs.
And you've come to Stellar Global as well, so that's brilliant. So thank you very much for that. So hopefully we can assist with the numbers there. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And also, we are very open to do more collaborations. Like we have talked with more other people, with more other projects. But the thing is that every project is very focused on building their own project until a point where we can connect projects. Okay,
Yeah,
so
no,
we
that's
reached
brilliant.
a point where now we can connect with other projects. So maybe now we will have more time to help other protocols to implement Soroswap under the hood.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. Just changing gears a small bit, just say for developers who are looking to do things on Soroswap, have you like documentation or support resources that can help them?
Yes, there is docs.soroswap.finance. That's where we try to documentate the better. Then the SDKs we are building, they have their own documentation page. But if you go to github.com/Soroswap, you will be able to see our repositories, and every repository, either they have a very very long README, or they have a link with a specific documentation web page.
Yeah, no,
And
thank you
our
very much.
Discord, I
Yeah,
will paste the link
Also,
of our Discord.
that'd be
Yes,
brilliant.
Francisco.
I would like to mention again that we are also developing Sorbonne React, which is a tool for developers to connect their front end with the smart contracts. And also we are developing also a Mercury SDK to use Mercury in TypeScript, right, ready to use.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. Thank you very much. I know we're obviously closing up on time. There's 46 minutes, so I'm not sure if anyone has questions there. Olvis, have you seen anyone's on the chat who want to ask you questions there?
Yes. I noticed some questions. For instance, I noticed. Morgan's asked, what do you see as potential future responsibilities of the Soroswap DAO? That was a very
Yeah,
fascinating question.
yeah. Well, if there was a source of DAO, I will say that the DAO will have the responsibility to choose, maybe if there is a change on the fees or something like that, or maybe if we implement like liquidity mining, what are the tokens that will be able to be to enter in this program. And I think that will be something like this,
Right.
because we want SourceUp to be very like, even though we want to implement bridges and on and off ramps, like the core protocol. So that's like the SourceUp Finance web page where you find all these amazing tools, right? But the core of the MAM and the MAM aggregator, we want to keep it simple. And the more simple it is the safer, like a DeFi protocol. So I wouldn't add too many interactions with DAO or with admin functions, because it's less safe. So I don't know how to answer very much that question at the moment. Thank you very much, Morgan.
Right. So there's another question from from Charles Edward. He asked, like, do you have some famous examples of these tokens that exist on Soroswap but not on Stellar Classic?
That's a very good one. So currently on
I
Soroban,
can.
yeah, please, Francisco.
Well, in Soroban, I I I don't know if there exists uh, like a customized token, but I know that there are other tokens in EVM, for example, that they have, for example, a fee for transfer. Uh, and that's one example of token that that cannot be done with a stellar asset.
Right.
Yeah, and also think derivatives. Think like a YXLM. So the YXLM token, it's a Stellar Classic token, right? So it prices increases in due to certain inflows of capital, okay? But think something like this, but inside a Soroban DeFi project. So you will have a token that will represent your position in certain pool or like an investment strategy, and maybe you would like to swap that token. So you can provide liquidity between that token and XLM or USD or USDC.
Excellent. Matthias asked, any plans for trading bots support?
Yes, well, we support trading bots, of course. The protocol is open. Anyone can create mostly like a trading bots. Like what is very good for the ecosystem. It's sorry, I lost the name. When you move from one pair to another, so to equilibrate the price.
Like an arbitrage?
It's arbitrage. So everybody can create an arbitrage bot, and that will be very beneficial for Soroswap and for the ecosystem. So our support will be to always provide the best documentation. So if anyone can build bots on top of it, we will be happy.
Awesome.
And we are also very active in our Discord. So if anyone is building a trading bot, can ask a question there, and we will be happy to answer.
Yes. As for everyone building trading bots, feel free to join Soroswap's Discord and ask all the questions. We will be happy to answer. So now we will, we are arriving now to the last stage of our space. Now Fergal will be asking the closing questions. Please, Fergal, go ahead.
Yeah, this is obviously the most important section of the whole conversation. So I'm not sure who wants to answer these questions. These will be very quick fire questions. So who would like to take the reins in answering these questions?
Okay, go. What
Okay,
the
these are
question?
quick fire questions, so don't think too long about it. What was the last movie you saw in the cinema?
Oh, I saw Bob Marley last Sunday, like 1 week ago.
Okay, excellent. The last book you read?
I read La Revuelta. It's book about like politics movements on the last years in Chile.
Excellent.
Francisco
And
Church of the
your
Saints.
last concert you attended?
Oof, that's a long time ago. I would say Natty Roots. Natty Roots is a reggae um, group here in Brazil.
Oh wow, excellent. We'll have to keep an
Or
eye out for them. A very important
yes,
question: Are you a Taylor Swift fan,
uh,
or do you
I
know who
think I'm
Taylor
not.
Swift is?
Yeah, but however, when Taylor Swift was doing her tour in Rio de Janeiro, like Rio was like full of people. A lot of people like traveled here to see her concert. So I had to listen to her music to understand who she was, and I think she's cool. I think she's
Okay,
cool.
excellent, excellent. And now just picture the scene after a long, hard week's work. You're tired, you're stressed, you're emotional. What's your go-to food on a Friday night after a long, tough, hard week? What's your comfort food on a Friday night?
Oh, like on the street or at home?
Doesn't matter, whichever you prefer.
I think at home would be like pasta, like
Okay,
something not very complicated. Like when you are very tired.
yes.
On the streets, I here in Rio, I like to eat beans. It's very easy
Beans,
to
whoa.
find, like rice
Ah,
rice with beans.
nice and healthy. And our last question: should socks and sandals ever be worn together? Socks and sandals. Should they be? Do you wear socks and sandals?
Oh, maybe Francisco wears socks and sandals because he lives in south of Chile, which is where it's colder. Ah, Joaquin as well.
No,
Joaquin.
I've never used socks and sandals. But
Okay,
here in Germany they do a lot. I was in
so
Germany
yeah.
last week.
So our plan is to do more of these events, and we'll ask the same guests the same questions just to see what their thoughts are. That's
But
brilliant.
you know what? I have seen a lot of socks and sandals here in Rio de Janeiro because here, like, because like average on summer will be 35 degrees, maybe
Oh,
40. In the winter, when it's very cold, it's like 15 degrees.
whoa. What color
And
socks?
they use a lot of socks and sandals. And for me, 15 degrees is already hot for
Yeah.
being to be a winter. So I will be wearing like a normal sandals, but people will be wearing socks and sandals.
No, as I said, thank you very much. This was just a bit of entertainment at the end. Is there anything else you want to share with the audience? How they can find you, etc., etc.?
I will say that please join our Discord. Like maybe you go to our Discord and there won't be too much activity, but we have like our private channels inside our Discord, and we are all day. I am all day there. We are all day there. So if you don't see activity, that doesn't mean that we are not active. Is that nobody asks anything. But in our developers private channel, we are very active.
Well, hopefully after this, you'll get a lot more people joining the Discord.
Great.
You can also follow us on Twitter, but we are working
Yes.
to make it more active.
Our socials, please.
Yes,
No,
Copy
yes.
paste.
anything else there before we wrap up? I know we're close, coming into the 1 hour mark.
Final words of Joaquin. Final words, Francisco.
Thank you very much. It was very fun.
Thank you everyone for joining.
Thank you guys for coming. If any of the audience have more questions, feel free to ask them on the chat. And guys, also, if you have the chance, please answer them further. Thank you very much for joining us. And I will see you guys soon again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks. See you all soon. Slán.
Thank you very much.
Okay, take care, bye guys. Bye bye.